Welcome to today's episode of the Digital Peloton News, episode 5, I think we're up to, from here in Interbike, or at Interbike in Reno. Today we cover Tacx. They're showing off the Flux 2. They've introduced the Flux S today, the revised Flux 1, and the Neo Smart Bike. Stac showcased their now shipping Halcyon, a very interesting trainer this one. Elite has on display their recently released Drivo 2, the ever popular Diretto, and the Nero Smart Rollers. Crown Rollers surprised me, definitely worth a watch this one. I was turned around 180 on what I thought about these. Wahoo also have their 2018 product lineup on show. Feedback Sports have their ever portable Omnium. Von has a spin on the Stage's, spin bike. And Minoura have the Kagura direct drive, smart trainer or coffee machine. You decide. Kicking off things today with Tacx, they have introduced a new trainer here at Interbike, the Flux S. The Flux S itself is the Flux 1, a baby brother of the Flux 2, that has refined internals like the Flux 2 and also a lower leg area so you can fit longer cage derailleurs on there as well. So the Flux 2 is here, the Flux S is here. I can't really tell too much between the two. We will see how they go when we get them home in the Llama Lab for the full tests. Also on show is the Neo Smart Bike, or the Neo Bike Smart, however they want to call it. It's very close to shipping now. Here's Tariq from smartbiketrainers.com having his first spin, and also Veronica has a spin on that as well. Her first try on a proper, true, next-gen smart bike. Given this is a trade show, I do have pricing from Tacx. So the Neo Bike Smart, they do call it the Bike Smart, not the Smart Bike. $3,199 US is the price right here. The other trainers here as well at the show, the Flux 2 Smart, as we saw in Eurobike, $899, and the Flux S Smart, which is different to the Flux 2. Stay tuned for why it's different. $749, so a little bit lower price point on that. Okay, over to Stac and their really interesting trainer. If you haven't seen one of these trainers before, let me run you through the specs of that. It's a wheel-on trainer, but there's no contact points. It works on magnets. Magnets, how do they work? We don't quite know. But they have refined the unit after speaking to Ray and I over at Eurobike, and we gave them some constructive feedback. If you listen to the podcast that I did on this with Simon Schofield on the Zwiftcast, I gave them some very constructive feedback on what they need to do for the unit. So they have picked it up a little bit neater, hidden some cables. The specs of the unit are AMP+ FEC, Bluetooth FTMS, max wattage 2000 watts, max grade only 7%, which is very similar to that of a wheel-on trainer. The unit itself works on a battery, so power-free or mains-free, so 10 hours use on just one charge of the battery. It does have a micro USB, so you can charge that, so that'd be portable. Power accuracy itself is less than 3%, or plus or minus 3%. Let's go with that. It still needs to be down to 2.5 to be my tick of approval, but it does meet another tick of approval for my 2018 spec requirements for indoor trainers. It's silent. You'll only hear your drivetrain. The updates on this unit are that it is now shipping, and we will have one in the Llama Lab very soon. Links below to race coverage of the Stac Halcyon Smart Trainer. Very, very interesting tech. Now over to Elite, located in the stylish Italian alley section here at Interbike. Elite are showcasing everything we saw at Eurobike except the Furor Pista, the crazy horse. The crazy horse is not in town. Must have been a quarantine law or something. You can't wrangle one of those over the border. So the Furor Pista isn't here, but they were showing off the Drivo 2, the Diretto, and the Nero Smart Rollers. The Nero Smart Rollers, I think, are the upgrade to the Arion Rollers, which I covered a few months back. These set of rollers, which you do have to balance on, but they provide smart resistance in erg mode. Stay tuned on the Nero Rollers. We'll be covering those on the channel soon. Speaking of rollers, the Crown Rollers, the crazy golden rollers that arc like this, so convex rollers that I didn't think you could sit in the middle of. I was proven absolutely wrong. I was the fool yesterday. Links below to that video. Very, very cool tech, and as of yesterday, they were funded on Kickstarter. So if you want to know what it's like to come to a trade show, is it worth coming to a trade show? Hell yes. I think more importantly, it wasn't just me talking about it. I had an experience that I wanted to share. I went over there to call bullshit on their trainer. Of course you're going to fall off. They're trainers that go like you're not going to be stable on those rollers. But due to the physics and how that actually works, which fascinated me and a lot of people in the comments in yesterday's video, check it out. Very, very interesting. And congratulations, guys. You're now funded on Kickstarter. They're a true business. Now over to Wahoo, who do have a pretty nice looking booth here, given they're an American company. They have good presence here, showcasing all the products. So they have the Kicker 18, the Kicker Core, the Climb, the Headwind, the new announcement with the head units and the Pioneer thing, the Ticker, and they've got quite a few things under their umbrella here at the Interbike, and they're all on show. We did a quick stop by Feedback Sports to say good day to Jeff and the crew, who have the ever-present Omnium portable trainer. That thing is everywhere, and I suspect we'll see a lot of them tonight at Reno Cross. Not too far from that, Stages, and Von was on the Stages bike. I got some feedback from Von on the Stages bike. Now this is a spin bike. They tell us it's the most popular spin bike and the best spin bike, but of course they're going to tell us. But I pinged Von on her experience on that. I asked, you rode the Peloton bike, you rode the Stages bike, which one? Von gave the vote to the Stages bike. Not a smart bike, but really, really well built. We see quite a lot of these bikes in spin studios and they're very, very popular. Will they come out with a smart bike? I hope so. They seem to have nailed the spin bike. Guys, your next step is to go smart bike. Give us some erg mode, give us some interactive, give us some gear changes on that bike. And finally, Minoura, the Kagura DD, Kagura direct drive unit. Now this is a very interesting one. We've not heard anything about this. First time I've seen it here at Interbike. I walked up to this unit and I wasn't quite sure whether I was looking at a coffee machine or a Nintendo Wii or a SNES. It was ugly, I'll give it that. But rest assured, it's not its final color. It's its final form, but not the final color. And just like those crown rollers, I was proven wrong. I sat on this unit, it rode quite well. So again, proven wrong. It's all about the experience, not the first look. Quick overview of that unit as well. I grilled the guys on the specs and the shipping. So AMP+ FVC, Bluetooth FTMS, now the industry standard. You've got to have those or you do not exist. Max watts, 2200 watts. Bam. Max gradient, 25%. If you want to ride up 25%, you're crazy, but that's good. I reckon 13%, 14% is maximum you need indoors for training. Anything more, it's a skill thing. It's a bike handling thing. You're never going to get that indoors. So 25% support, which really goes to show the braking strength behind this thing. It needs a big braking strength because it has a 10 kilo flywheel. That's a monster unit. Power accuracy plus or minus 3%. Oh, so close to my dial tone of needing to be 2 to 2.5% and silent, but it is silent. So they tick that box on there. So interesting belt configuration on that. It was quiet outdoors. We really won't know until we've got it in a quiet, this is definitely not a quiet location, but we will see how that goes. Quick release, through axle support with adapters in the box. Standard for the course these days. It will be a black casing, so not its final color form. Price-wise, very interesting, $899. So it sits itself in the middle range, and if it performs as good as what it felt when I rode it, it had a really good ride feel. We may have a bit of a sleeper unit there from Menorah. They've been in the industry for years and years. This is their first direct drive smart trainer. Let's see how they go when we get it into the Llama Lab. Alrighty, I think we're done for today. Thanks for watching this one. It's a wrap up of all the trainers we've seen here at Interbike. Lots more to come. Hit like, hit subscribe. We'll see you soon.